Hello and welcome to the Bootstrapping Without Boots Best Kept Secret segment. Today's Best Kept Secret segment is using a combination of two really great websites. The first of which is MorgueFile, which is a site where you can get free high resolution images, and the second of which is Picnik, which is where you can go to edit those images directly in your web browser. So I'm going to start by going to MorgueFile.com, and that's going to take us to this site. When I do that, I'm going to search for a term because most people know if you do any sort of search engine optimization or you really want to be found in search engines really well, one of the tips is to have pictures because they fare better in search engines, plus human visitors like them because they like to see some text in the midst of all the writing that's included in your blog post. So for that reason, I go to MorgueFile to find pictures for my blog. And typically I look for pictures that are related to whatever the blog post content is about. So in this case, I'm going to search for a term for secrets, since this is the Best Kept Secrets segment. And as you'll see, I'll get a couple of different choices to choose from here. And I'm going to pick the one that I think best captures the word secret. So in this case, I'm going to take this cute little picture of a child sharing a secret with a grandmother. And again, the MorgueFile pictures are free. They're uploaded and free for your use. All they ask is that you give credit where credit is due. If a person asks you for it, it's going to be at the bottom of the page. It'll tell you who took the picture, and it'll give you some information of how to get in contact with them if you want to let them know how you use their picture. And you should. It's a free service. It's really one of the least things that you can do for free photos that are up and available for you to use. So I start by downloading the picture, and I do that just by clicking download, and it starts downloading on my computer. Then I want to go to the Picnik site. Picnik is at picnik.com, and I go there, and as I've mentioned before, I use this site several times a day, so I actually registered for a free account. One of the benefits that when you have an account with Picnik is that it's your last 5 uploads that you have, and that's pretty cool. So now logged into my Picnik account, and I'm going to look for the picture file that I just downloaded from MorgueFile, and I'm going to upload it and start some editing to it. Specifically, I'm going to once you have your picture uploaded to Picnik, you'll find that it's a pretty high resolution. It's generally going to be a pretty large picture file. So what I like to do, it's going to automatically be in the Edit tab. So I like to click where it says Resize. And for the new dimensions, I generally make sure that the box is checked next to Keep Proportions, and then I change the number to 600 because that typically gives me a nice size picture that I can deal with, that I can have posted on my blog. So I change the dimension to 600. Since I click Keep Proportion, it automatically changes the second box, so you don't have to do anything there. And then you click OK. The next stage would be to save and share the picture. In this case, I make sure that I rename it, and I'm going to just rename it Secret so that I know what it is, and just save it to my computer. And the really great thing about this is it already has some things set for you by default. You've already set the dimensions because that's what you did when you resized it, and you can choose which format you'd like to save it in. I typically save it in JPEG because, as I said right here, it's best for most photos. You can also save it as a PNG or a GIF or even a bitmap or a TIFF or PDF. And for general purposes, a JPEG works fine, so that's the way that I save it. So I click that. I generally leave the compression settings and everything for the quality set at what it is by default. It gives you a little note here of how big the actual file is, and if that's something that you really care about. And I click Save Photo, find the place that I want to save it on my computer, and then click Save, and it takes a minute or so, and then it says that it's done, and it asks me if I want to save it for later. And typically I do close the picture and save it for later in case I want to come back to it. So that is the Bootstrapping Without Boots Best Kept Secret segment of how you can use Picnik and MorgueFile to add great pictures to your online post. So as we see right here, here's an example of a recent post that I put up when I'm actually talking about MorgueFile, and here's a picture that I got from MorgueFile that shows how you can use the site and get a great picture, and that picture has been resized with Picnik. Thanks. Hope you found this useful.